which is, I don't even know when it is right now. It is Wednesday, 17th of December. So we're all getting really ready for Christmas. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat, because I don't know if you can, because I've got my headphone things in, and if I can take one of these out, hopefully you guys can hear me. Fingers crossed you can hear me into the chat. So look, if this is your first time to the channel, then please feel free to get into the chat. I don't know if you can see, but I'm basically come to the North Pole. Let me see if the chat's working today. Fingers crossed. Let's have a look. See what's going on. So like, yeah, if it's your first time to the channel, this is the United Devil channel with me, JB. The first thing to say, look, is get into this amazing community with me and everybody in this community. I'm very, very lucky to have you guys here with me. Obviously, be respectful to the channel, be respectful to yourselves, be respectful to me, because otherwise the ban hammer does come down, and it's not something that we like to do, but we absolutely will bring out the ban hammer if we've got to. Danny says, yo JB, Danny, hope we're all doing extremely well, my friend, as promised. There's lots of snow. Yeah, I'm in the North Pole. It is nearly 12 o'clock here, so look, this is the first chance I've got to do a stream, and look, how could I not, like, how could I not do a stream from here? It is absolutely amazing. So look, I'm not a dictator of this chat, and the first thing that I will say is, look, I'll read your comments, because absolutely it's really important for me to read your comments tonight. It's going to probably be a little bit difficult because it is bloody freezing. But let me know if you can hear me okay in the chat. I'm going to try to put my earphone back in. Let me know if you can hear me. Try to keep warm, and I'm going to end up having to change hands as well, just because I'm look at the snow. Look at that. Absolutely mental. So look, yeah, look, this is almost a special. I've just come outside. Look, in this, Vicky Singh says hi. I hope you're doing extremely well. I mean, look, I mean that is fantastic, right? I'm in the North Pole. I get to talk to you guys. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm on tour. I'm on tour. You know, it's honestly, it is, and I promise you, I will get back to the show. But look at this. I mean, this is just unbelievable, right? I mean, unbelievable. It is just, honestly, it's just unreal. How old am I? I'm 42. So yeah. So look, I've just come away with family, just for a little break. Yeah. So look, let's get into the chat. So look, this is your show tonight. Pretty much, this is one of those shows. Yeah, it says, can you tell Santa to leave me some pies and milk, mate? Look, we're gonna see Santa tomorrow. I'm taking the kids to go see him tomorrow. So look, I can put in a good word for Santa, and let's see what Santa says, shall we? So yeah. So look, guys, what we wanted to talk about tonight really was, look, Amorin. It's been leaked out again that Amorin for that Aston Villa game is thank you, brother. You have my sub, mate. Pleasure. Daddy Penarda says, hello, boss. How you doing, mate? Look at this. I mean, how could I not be any better than this? I mean, look at it. I mean, this, look, like, favourite, and subscribe if you just like snow. I mean, we are talking proper snow here. We know we're not just talking a little tiny bit of snow. We are talking like proper snow. I mean, this is like, honestly, it is unbelievable. It is so cool. So look, I wanted you to guys to get your opinion in on Kobbie Mainoo as well. So, you know, mate, I can't even tell you how happy I am. Look, it's freezing cold. and I am going to have to change hands because each hand gets blinking freezing, but it is so cool. It's unbelievable. It really is. So look, Mainoo, the free Mainoo t-shirt. I want to know your opinions on that. What do you think about that? Do you think the free sort of Mainoo thing is a good thing or a bad thing, or what do you do for a living? I'm attempting to do the YouTube thing, but I'm a finance IT consultant. But basically, yeah, I work in IT, and I basically sort of consult. I do have another YouTube channel, which is nothing to do with this. Jimmy Bob says, "Damn Brits." I'm from Asia. Do you know about India and Bangladesh? Well, yeah. I'm aware of the history. You from Paris? No, I'm not. I'm actually in Lapland right now. I'm actually in the North Pole. So we're visiting Santa. My old uncle. No. So look, let's get into it tonight. So look, I wanted to talk about Kobbie Mainoo tonight. Herbie says, "I hope you're doing extremely well, my friend." So yeah, say once, no. I don't say stuff. So look, get in your opinions about Kobbie Mainoo and the Bruno Fernandes, the Bruno Fernandes stuff as well. So I've got an opinion on the Bruno Fernandes stuff as well. Lapland says, "Herbie, yeah, mate. Honestly, so that's why I didn't do a stream yesterday. That's why I kind of late. Well, in England, I think it's 10 o'clock in England." Graham says, "Is there any Mockemasters around?" Well, mate, I don't think there is, mate. It's just a forest full of trees. So there's not. Mohammed says hi. So I mean, where do we start? Look, I think let's start with the Bruno Fernandes says it's crunch time for everyone at the club. Need Ineos to back Amorin to adapt, and players need to step up. Sully, mate, I'm with you. Look, you know, after that game, where are you? Graham, I am in Lapland, so I'm technically in the North Pole, but Finland, in a place called Sariskar, I think it is. No, it is, mate. It is. Herbie, it is amazing so far. It's cold, but it is honestly it is unreal. But look, I get to come to a place like this, but then I also get to do this as well. So it's fantastic. So look, I think what we need to do, I'm worried about the game. Let's talk about this. Amorin is the game against Bournemouth summed up everything about this team in one. Just randomly opened YouTube, saw you live, joined just to see what people are doing, and it was nice. Thank you. Say hello to any Mockemasters, mate. I will give them your regards. I promise you. I'll give them your regards. Yeah, I think you're right. Basically the whole season, it is bloody freezing. I've basically been saying, look, this club is going to finish anywhere between 8th and 10th, and I'm still going to stand by that. I think the 4-4 was just. Look, I don't know if you saw some of the pictures that I posted on the community. I've basically been reading Ferguson's book, right? And some of the stuff in that is fascinating stuff. Who says health and happiness are all that matters. United do mess with one's mental health, Herbie, mate. They do. Come on, everyone, hit the like button. Exactly. Thank you, my friend. And Fergie was talking about basically how you've got to take some chances, right? So you got to take chances to win games. You've got to be disappointed when you don't win games, and reading that book, right, it's really interesting the similarities in some of the stuff that he says and actually Amorin in terms of what he's trying to do. But I think the difference is like the main difference for me is basically the players. You know, Amorin again. You know, there's talk of Amorin changing to a 4-3-3. As we saw with the 4-4. I mean, you know, I've not had a chance really to come back on here and really talk about the 4-all draw, right? Just unbelievable. You know, it's just redneck. Oh, redneck, you're a massive dick. Johnny Hill says, to be honest, if we finish 8th or 10th, Ineos will surely sack him. I reckon. I don't think they will. Scott says, yes, JB. Hello, Scott. I hope you're doing extremely well. Redneck, you've just got yourself banned. So, ain't got no time for that. JB, it's happening. We're going 4-3-3. How's Finland, Scott? I mean, look, mate. I mean, look, it's just unreal. I mean, look, I just turn it around, and that's not even the start of it, mate. It is amazing so far. It is unreal. We are 2 hours ahead, actually. So I think it's 12 o'clock here. But it's cool. I mean, I'm not tired. Kids are in bed. We've had a little bit of a snow fight as well. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. It's snowing in every country but England. Mate, we don't get snow. Hope he says, real men, old school footballers wouldn't chat shit about the club paying the astronomical wages. That's why Semenyo signing makes sense now. I mean, look, you give me your opinion. Hello, mate. Hello, my friend. Hope you're doing extremely well. From a financial standpoint, the only thing Ineos care about is it's harmful if we have another season out of Europe. How cold is it there? It's cold, but it doesn't feel cold, if that makes sense. It's quite it's basically like, because there's no wind, there's no like wind chill factor. It's cold because there's snow, but it actually doesn't feel that cold. So it's good. Do you know what's happening in Ghana? Yeah, mate, we're not getting into that. I agree with you. Look, so you know, we'll come onto the on the Semenyo thing as well, right? Because I think, you know, Scott in the chat alerted me to that today. I just look, Amorim's going in for a 4-3-3. Now, all I'm going to say is this: Amorim, when he goes to a 4-3-3, which I think, or we go to some sort of hybrid of a 4-3-3. It's exposing, I think, our defensive issues. I actually think, so this is what I think. Ironically, I think a back three suits the defence better. But I think from an attacking perspective, a 4-3-3 suits the attacking perspective better. So we've got a back three where I think defensively we look better. But then attacking wise, we're awful because he plays Bruno in that pivot. But then from an attacking standpoint, a 4-3-3 is better because we score goals. So I think we're going to go to a 4-3-3. And then I think when we do go to a 4-3-3, let's see what's going to happen then, you know. And the question that I'm going to ask before I go to the chat is this: if we go to a 4-3-3, which we will, and if we draw in games 4-4-3-3, we win some games, and these players are still the issue, then where do we go then? Now, I am Amorin, and I will remain it because, look, I've been reading Fergie's book. I bought it today, and there's so many similarities between not Fergie the man, but the way that he came into the club and the way that he tried to do things, what Amorin is trying to do here. It's just, I think, look, if you give him time, if you give him time and players, I do think that this can work. Let's see what we're going on. Where are you from? Because that's definitely not the UK. No, it's not. I'm actually away in Finland, which is really, really cool. Come on, JB. That just an everyday event. No, I might be in a hoodie and jeans. Oh, Scott, you crack me up. Alaska, no, it's Finland. Sarasoka, turn around, Santa's behind you. Where? It is so cool. It really is cool. Hey, what's up, man? I'm doing extremely well, my friend. Hope you are as well. Hope you're having a really good day today. It's bloody freezing here. My hand's freezing. Johnny Hill says Kobbie for sure got a start in a 4-3-3 as well. He's the only natural number 8, and don't think anyone wants to see Ugarte. I'm okay with Amorin in, but I want the United DNA. 4-3-3 and flying wingers. So look, and again, Johnny, I think that's a good segue into Kobbie Mainoo. I've got a lot of things to say on Kobbie Mainoo as well. So, Scott, mate, I am a southern softie, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is fine. It's cold, but it's not. Like it's not windy. It's that wind. It's that wind that makes this, cold. There is no cold breeze in here. It's just nice. It's just nice. Harry said, at what point do you start speaking about United as a mid-table team? Stop speaking like they're a top 4 team now. Harif, mate, I haven't spoken about us as a top 4 team in the last 5-6 years, mate. Harif, I think you make a good point. I think the problem is, Harish, and I think, and look, I'm just going to be straight here. The problem with the top 4 debate is it's driven by channels. It's driven by the biggest one out there because they talk a load of shit. It's driven by smaller channels as well. It's driven by creators trying to create content for the sake of it, trying to create clicks. Because the moment they put top 4 in a thumbnail, Premier League race in another thumbnail, it gets clicks. I refuse to do that. I've never said all season, and to be fair, many of us on here haven't said that. Look, and there's nothing wrong in you guys thinking that we can finish top 4. I don't believe that, because I've watched the pre-season. I know who these players are. I know, as much as I support the manager, I know how limited at the moment Amorin is, because he is. But I've not believed all season that we're a top 4 team. But I do think that's a good point. If we read that one, Sully says the fan base being so divided is getting toxic now. And Sully, mate, spot on. It's driven by the Glazers. It's driven by this spin. So now, and Scott mentioned it to me today about a Semenyo bid. Why? Why? I get why you would, but we need 2 midfielders. What's Semenyo going to do in the window? If we got 2 midfield players, if we got a Gallagher on loan and a Baleba, which, by the way, I'm not going in on any of that right now, then that would serve us better than getting Semenyo. I just don't get it. Mainoo's gone. I'm hearing Chelsea plan to play him with Casado. And look, I'll come on to the Kobbie thing. Get the Mancini on and do some Snow Angels. Look, if this video got 1,000 likes, then 100% I would strip off and I would do some Snow Angels. But Jay says, of all the managers to back, why this we could have backed Ralph for long term to rebuild, but instead we put our faith in a guy who's only successful in Portugal. And look, Jay, I think that's a valid point. I would have backed Ranić, but we didn't. The reason why, Jay, I have to back this manager. I agree with you. I think he's very inexperienced. I do think he's done come up, but I think he's very, very inexperienced. I think you're right. We've got a coach from Portugal who's what's he done, really? People forget that he's 40 years old, 41 years old, you know, an amateur. But the reason why I have to back this guy now is basically because I've been put into a corner. You know, what are we going to do? We're going to keep sacking managers and bring in another manager who's going to want players. So, you know, I can absolutely see why this fan base is messed up completely. I can absolutely see why people want him out. I'm not that guy who's going to call you Amorin out. If you are, I will read your comments, because I think it's important to get both sides of the tale. But Jay, I think you're right. I don't know why they're backing this guy. Well, I do know why they are. They are backing him because it's their guy. If they don't back him, then they failed. So, you know, Jay, I think I've said this a couple of times now, whereby you could have a situation, which I do think we've got, is you've got a player or players who don't like the coach, you've got a manager who doesn't like the players, and you've got a ownership who can't afford to get rid of the manager, so that it keeps it together. So, you know, Jay, it's a mess, mate. Mainoo's brother didn't wear the t-shirt without Kobbie knowing, and I will get on to that. I don't get that. Shirt was posted before the game. Seems like his brother was doing a marketing ploy. One game a week has made no difference in this so-called team. I agree with you completely. Looks lovely. The SS Fresh just came to say Luke Shaw is world class. Oh, Fresh, get out of here, mate. Get out of here, buddy. No, look, you know, I've got no problem. It's cold out here. I've got no problem with people thinking that players are world class. No problem whatsoever. Just because I don't share it doesn't mean that it's true. But look, you know, Fresh, you cracking me up. Chelsea will definitely buy him. They want English players. Nick Caruso, even JB. What a scene! Mate, it is. Look at that. It is unbelievable. It is unreal. I mean, look at that, mate. It is just. Whew. It is unreal. Very, very fortunate to be here, by the way. Playing us like an instrument of the government. I do agree. Are you one of those smart people? I don't know. Myself, I think I've got my head screwed on. Doesn't mean I'm smart. I have my times. I have my times a day when I'm smart. I have my times a day when I'm extremely stupid. Just depends. United sucks. Will not recover for a long time. Long gone are the glory days. I don't disagree. Switch says, I don't see how Semenyo, Ahmad, Cunha, Mbeumo, Shesko, Mount will fit into a team. I get we need quality off the bench, but Semenyo won't come to sit on the bench. I agree with you. I don't want Semenyo. I don't want Semenyo. I want two midfielders. I don't want Semenyo. I don't understand why we're going for him. Leslie says hi. Evening, yeah. Johnny here says the more I think about if we playing a 4-3-3 manager in the summer, especially with the Semenyo stuff, because I think Bruno gone and Cunha will be a striker. Can see us playing a 4-2-3-1. We played Ferguson-esque football against Bournemouth. Club 23. Did we play Ferguson-esque football? If you watched his last ever game, the West Brom game, the 5-5 game, then yes. But that was one of his last games, and he couldn't give a shit. So, I mean, look, was it Ferguson-esque? Maybe, but it was awful. Hey mate, winter's finally hitting as it should be. Pure amaze. Look, no, I've had to fly. I've had to fly to Finland to get snow. With the three behind the striker in Burma, Ahmed and Semenyo, have you tried Rudolph yet? I haven't, Scott. I haven't yet, mate. It wasn't on the menu tonight, but I am going to have it tomorrow. We need to play Ahmad menu. We'd have beaten Bournemouth comfortably if Heaven wasn't playing. I think we would have been better if the Ligt was fit. I think we'd probably be better if Maguire was around. But look, we can only play what we can play. Watch out, there's a bear behind you. Yes, there is actually. Those three behind the striker are not central players. They're all wingers. Where are you? I'm in the North Pole, my friend. JB, go see Santa. Tell him what you want for Christmas for United to win the league, please. Zidane or Southgate next. Look, Southgate, not for me. But Zidane, no. Please help me. Don't know how. I'm not gonna lie. If you slip on some ice, I will piss myself laughing. Thanks, mate. No, it's all snow. It's all really compacted snow. So, Herbie, the joke's on you, mate. Thomas says, I totally love the 4-3-3 formation. It's also a hard decision for both Cunha and Shesko, who starts against Brighton in the FA Cup. Cannot wait to see Lissandro to start against Brighton. Look, Thomas, the only thing I'm going to say, mate, about that is Lissandro came on and cost us a goal. Look, look, Thomas, it's going to be nice to see some of these players. Look, we're going to get a 4-3-3. The only thing I'm going to say about that is when we do then play a 4-3-3, if we still lose or beat games, what's going to be the excuse then? That's what I'm saying. The Amorin is going to give these players what they want. It's going to give his fan base what they want. Will he still be blamed? CMs and centre backs are the priority. How long Harry Maguire going to be out? I think he's going to be out a couple of weeks, mate. Look, sick JB might have get myself there, mate. Do it, mate. Do it. It is unbelievable. Liverpool is the best team in the world. More chance of United getting Gareth Gates and Gareth Southgate. Be careful, friend. Virgil Disney has been doing his best caretaker impressions all season. Might end up sliding into you. We should be top 4. Last few Monday nights have been a nightmare. We should get Joachim Low, says Wave Cutter. Look, we should be top 4, but then again, I could argue. But then, Flabber, I could argue this: Wolves should be top of the Premier League if they'd have won all their games. It is. The reason why we're not top 4 is because we're not good. Whether we like that or not, the sad truth of it is that we're actually not that good. Mr. Freeze is Wave Cutter. D says, hi, my friend. Not sure why my name doesn't show up as Mr. Freeze. Honestly, Mr. Freeze, these names absolutely kill me. We play better ball in the line with Heaven. Thomas says, if Amorin gets the sack, does Xavi get a chance for a best replacement? Your guess is as good as mine. Absolutely, your guess is as good as mine. Amorin's... Oh, stinky, mate. You are funny. How long are you there till, JB? I'm here until Sunday. I'll be here till Sunday. So, yeah, I'm not coming back till Sunday or Monday, I think it is. So let's get on to the Kobbie Mainoo stuff. So as you all know, Kobbie Mainoo, City with a 2-0 win in Shine the Light on Me. Yeah, overheard we're getting Southgate, Shine the Light on the Cup. Look, Kobbie Mainoo, this is where I will want to go next, right? Kobbie Mainoo. I've seen many thing out there. Haha, sweet, keep an eye on that. He's a habitual nostril rubber. Look, Kobbie Mainoo. Let's talk about him. I just the Kobbie Mainoo thing. Look, Kobbie Mainoo, you know, I think the first thing to say on Kobbie Mainoo is I think as a club we failed him. Right now, I am getting sick of talking about the Kobbie Mainoo thing because on the basis that it's more like a Rashford thing again. It's becoming more and more like that. Nikaruchi says that Mainoo trying to force his way out of United with the help of his brother. It's a weird one. It is a weird one for me. It is a weird one. I think you could spin it any way you want to. Like, you know, there was a video of the day in the life of Cunha. Mainoo was in the video and he showed bad attitude to Cunha. I think the problem is, could Kobbie Mainoo really be going down the way of like a Rashford? You know, all I'm going to say is I do like to talk about Ferguson, and the reason why I do is because of not because I'm looking back and going and always referring back to that. The reason why I do refer back to those days is because of the standards. If this was Fergie, Mainoo would be gone. He'd also ban his family from the ground as well. I'm of the opinion of this. Was it Kobbie Mainoo that did it? No. Scott says, from what I've heard as well, JB Bruno's told. Yeah. And we'll get on into Bruno Fernandes next as well, because I've got a lot to say about that twat as well. So, Kobbie Mainoo. Look. It was suggested that Kobbie Mainoo didn't know anything about this. Look, I want your opinions in it. Look, I'm going to give my opinion. I think this is that sort of thing where I think most opinions are valid because you don't know, right? I think it is Scott. I need some Agent Scott, my friend. Look, I don't understand, and this was suggested, right? That basically that Kobbie's brother is half brother. His half brother was the one that did it, and Kobbie didn't know, right? I guarantee you, I'm one of 3 boys. I guarantee you, we all know what's happening, right? There's no way that my family would do anything and I don't know about it. Kobbie Mainoo absolutely knew. In my view, was it him that did it? No, but it was him who knew about it. So look, I think whatever way people spin it, I've got a feeling that Kobbie Mainoo has gone down the Rashford line. I think it's a shame. I've been supporting him this whole time. I don't support the free Mainoo thing. I look. I don't want to burn another young kid. I look. I think that you can spin it a way that he didn't know. You can spin it a way that his brother didn't know. Sorry, that he wasn't aware. The only thing that I'm saying on this one is that from my experience, and I might be wrong on this one, in my family, if that was my family, I would know about it, because my family wouldn't do something so stupid to jeopardize my professional career by doing something like that without my okay. So look, I'm not on here to promote Kobbie Mainoo hate, okay, because this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean that I'm right, doesn't mean I'm wrong, but there is another side to it as well. Kobbie Mainoo may not know about it, but I can only tell you from basically what I think. So look, I'm not on here to drive the Kobbie Mainoo hate, because I don't think that's fair. I don't think that we will know. But look, I just think it's interesting to just keep an eye on the situation. Let's go back to some of the chats. Spin says Scott Kobbie became popular. Let's have a little look. Yeah. Matuvi says hi, hello. Nikaruchi says Mainoo is in no position to have been demanding anything. He's hardly reached prime form. What has accomplished other than an entitled little sperm? That's true. Replace Mainoo with Gallagher and McTominay. To be honest, I don't agree on this one. JB, Sir Fergie would probably do the research to find out if Kobbie was involved. And from everything I've seen, it seems like his brother Omni claimed the Mainoo name. And look, Johnny, mate, you know I'm not disputing that at all. This is just my opinion on it, and I have to say that I'm not driving the Kobbie Mainoo rhetoric. I'm not, you know, saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying from my perspective, I just don't see how it's possible for some. Look, you know, I think as somebody said in the chat, you've got Rodri Giggs, right? You know, he he'd probably live off of the name. So look, you know, Johnny, you could have a point, you know, and you could have a point. I will guarantee you, though, I will guarantee you, Fergie would have dropped him for at least a game until he found out the truth. So look, you know, Kobbie Mainoo, look, you know, I just hope for his sake it's a load of bollocks. He comes back, he's stronger. You know, I think for a club to have a young player like that come through and be good is better and to the betterment of this club. So look, I'm hoping, Johnny, that you're right, and I'm hoping. But look, I just have to say as I see it. Look, Rebecca says hi, hello. Johnny says also there's the other side of things, whereas even if he knew, there's no guarantee he could stop me. And Johnny, you're right. As we all know, if you have siblings, at times they are massive twats. His brother wasn't with the rest of the family. His contract signing, his brother is piggybacking off Mainoo's fame. He was on Love Island, for goodness sake. And Switch, look again, my friend. Look, you know, these comments. It's important to bring these comments in. So, you know, look, I just hope, I genuinely hope. I've been a Mainoo supporter. I like the kid. I just hope it is. Look, I just do. Bruno Fernandes, which I will go on to next. I've got no fucking sympathy with him. Rodri Giggs never did that to Ryan Giggs. Maybe. Mainoo has got to go now. Players were put in the bombs. If you're out there for it any longer, you like Jack Frost. Pivot Frost. Where are you from? I am from England, but I'm currently in Norway. Do I know Corinthians? Yes, I do. Lewis says hi, hello. Is Mainoo brother Jesse Lingard Brazil snows? Ineos can sack Amorin under the pretense that he can't control the players. None of this happened under Oli Ranić Ten Hag. Amorin is so weak. Mainoo is not the answer at all. I don't want Mainoo here anymore. Should we bring back in form Rashford in January? I personally wouldn't bring him back. He's not for me. I think he's done. I think he's done at the club. I don't think he wants to come back. Look, I don't think bringing Rashford back into this team right now, for me, would be positive. I just don't think it was. You were a Queen's Park Ranger? Nope. John, maximum respect. I really do. A 4-3-3. Sowen is a legend. Hey, brother. La Familia. Hello, my friend. I hope you're doing extremely well. What's Norway like? Norway is like that, mate. It is absolutely cold. It is freezing. It is it is a winter paradise. Switch says, I have some sympathy for Bruno. If we were better run, would have forced him to go and rather give him the opinion. Where are you from? England. We should look at the Son from MLS. Next stream, you'll be lying on a bearskin rug. Look, mate, mate, I'll be lying on a bearskin rug in just my pants, with a whiskey, mate. Um, you're on holiday in Norway? Yes, I am, my friend. We've taken the kids away to see Santa in the North Pole. So yeah, we've gone away to Norway. So Bruno Fernandes. We've not spoke, or I've not spoken about this in at all. Obviously, he did a send in love from Sydney. Norway looks amazing. It's 30 degrees here. Persistent, mate. Massive love, mate. Thank you so much, JB. I'm expecting you to stay true to your word. Now, look, mate. I know you just want to see me in my pants. It's fine. Maximum respect, John. That's a bit. Look, Selwyn, legend, my friend, and thank you. Bruno Fernandes. Oh God, can we see Santa there? Just, I mean, he's probably hiding somewhere. When you wake up the morning, it's going to feel like this. It is, mate. It really is. I'm a girl, but thanks for me. That's a usual greeting. I treat everybody with the same respect, right? So girl, boy, whatever. You're all friends to me. So Field of Vision says, did you just squeeze a dump through your cheeks into that pants? It would be a bit difficult. It's really, really cold. I don't think I'm going to squeeze it out, mate, because it is cold. Are you on holiday or away for work? I am here on holiday. Yeah, I am. I don't get to come to places like this for work, mate. I Are there any wolves? Fucking hope not. No, I don't think there are. No one's told me about wolves. I fucking hope not. I'm fucking scared now. Have you seen that film? Oh, what's it called? The one on the chairlift, and you've got there's two boys and a girl, and they're stuck on like a chairlift, and then basically these wolves come and eat them. What do you do for work usually? It's really boring. I'm a finance IT consultant. It's really boring, right? I do have another YouTube channel, but YouTube doesn't pay well at all. So I do work. I do have a full-time job, and I'm just trying to make this work as well. Richard's Schindler's List is where we Scott, you found me out, mate. This is where I go to fight the polar bears, mate. This is where I go to fight the polar bears. You've caught me out, mate. You should go to Norway again alone. Teams are so, mate, I think my missus would kick the living shit out of me. Yes, run it back. At least he was living in reality. I respect that you've come on to do a stream, and you look, mate. My missus is asleep. The kids are asleep. It literally is like 12 o'clock, like 1 o'clock here, but it's fine, mate. I'm not tired. I work in HR, but in a tech company. Good luck with the corporate life. I get it. I've been persistent. I've been in corporate since I was 18 years old. I'm now 42 years old, so I've been doing this a long time. Yeah, HR respect. Please don't report me in HR. I've never been a HR issue. I just need to stress that. I've always kept my sort of nose clean. So Wensgen says, hi, hello, corporate life is a waste of time, other than the fact that people need the money, otherwise they won't bother. Look, mate, if I had my time again, I would certainly not get into corporate. I just happened to fall into it. So, yes, you make money for other people, basically. Look, Bruno Fernandes, let's get into that for the next 10-15 minutes, because it's bloody freezing out here. So look, Fernandes, I mean, I think you don't want to be in our books. All the best with you and your fam. Thank you, persistent. I appreciate that. I'm back at you as well. I know you do not want to mess with HR because they are, you know. Bruno Fernandes. Someone says Solskjaer, you're my Solskjaer. I love it. Let's get rid of Fernandes whilst we can still. Let's get into Bruno. HR pointless department. So look, Bruno Fernandes. Okay, I'll give you the positives. Bruno Fernandes, what country are you in? Background looks amazing. I'm currently in Norway. I am in Finland. Sorry, I always get the two confused. Finland. That's where I am. I'm basically technically in the North Pole. Bruno Fernandes. Look, what I'm going to say first of all is this: Bruno Fernandes is being played out of position. I respect that. I respect it completely. But for me, Bruno Fernandes is not a captain. He's been given the captaincy. He's not a captain. However, there are two things I do have to say on this, and I do have to be fair. Merry Christmas as well to you. Is this, look, Bruno Fernandes, whether I like it or not, whether I call him a stat padder or not, there has to be an acceptance from me as well that Bruno Fernandes has been our best player for the last 7 years. Right? I can't dispute that. He's been our best player. If it wasn't for him at times, he wins matches. He has been a match winner. That free kick he scored, world-class free kicks. And, he's been played out of position. Okay. But the last 18 months, Bruno Fernandes has not been good. Whether he's been the best player or not, which he probably has, is not a testament to how good he is. It's a testament to how bad this team has been, and he has fallen. He's not the player he was. If he's going to play as an 8, what's the point? I think Bruno Fernandes is 31 years old now. Look, players come and go. I think he's stat padded the last 18 months. He goes missing in the big games, and fundamentally, no matter what you do, no matter what you argue, for me, Bruno Fernandes is not a captain. If Fernandes was just another player, another number 10, then fine, keep him. Fine, I've got no issue with that. But he's not a captain, and the only way you remove him as captain is he has to leave the club. He's not captain. So for me, fundamentally, the reason why he needs to go is because he's not captain. He's just not a captain. So the only way for me that you remove him is that he goes. And after his comments, which I don't know why the interview has come out now, basically talking out he doesn't feel appreciated. He offered, or the club wanted him to leave, and Amorin said no, and he needs to feel that passion back. He needs to feel love. If the club asks him to go, then he'll go. But he just doesn't feel the love anymore. Fuck off. Like, Bruno Fernandes, fuck off. Like, you get paid 300 grand a week. What the fuck do you want? Like, you want to be loved. What the fuck are you? Like, I'm sorry, right? But when I go to work and I get paid, right? They don't give a shit if I love them. They don't care. They don't care that I'm happy necessarily. They don't want to tickle my tummy because I don't feel loved. We have sold David Beckham, Cristiano, Roy Keane left, Kanchelskis left, Pallister retired, Cantona retired, Schmeichel retired. Van Nistelrooy got sold. Rooney retired. These are all the players that have left. Bruno Fernandes is not a patch on these players. Bruno Fernandes, fuck off. Like, how dare you? Like, there are going to be people that are going to support this guy. I don't mind. I've got no issue in people saying that he's one of the best players that we've had. I agree with you. Over the last 7 years, he's been one of the most fantastic players, right? But the guy's on 300 grand, 300k, and he's sitting there saying, I need to feel loved. Oh, this club, they just doesn't love me. You've got fans who are adoring you, fans who adore you. You've been, this season, you've been absolutely shocking. And what I mean by that is I can forgive him playing out of position, but what I can't forgive is him not running, is him not tackling, is him not being a captain. That I cannot stand. And for me, look, Bruno, go. Like I just look, I can't stand, you know. And Bruno Fernandes for me epitomises what is wrong with this club. You've got the captain on 300 grand a week. What does he want? He wants his cake and eat it. Look, Fernandes, I've got no problem in saying he's been one of our best players the last 5 years, the last 18 months. He's fallen off of a cliff. It's been absolutely crazy. So look, I don't care. I want him to go. Now, I wanted him to go before the comments, and I want him to go even more so now. So look, you know, guys, I just don't have time. Let me go through the comments, and then I'm going to go because I'm absolutely freezing. Let's have a little look what we're saying. Bruno can sod off. United went downhill when they first bought Pogba. It's been difficult in the last 10 years. I do agree. He walks around the club like he owns it. So to say, 15 plus years in HR, our job is to protect the company. It's true. No, it's true. It's true. Isman says, damn, last time there was an interview, it was Cristiano. He left suddenly, trying to follow in the steps of a proper Portuguese legend. I do agree with you. This guy mad at United. If Mainoo or Bruno plays again, Ineos and Amorin are weak. Bruno is an excellent player, captain or not. The boy has put on more workforce in all of than of the players. The boy has always been doing his part, good time or bad, but has never been injured. Look, and again, you know, I'm not disputing any of that. Okay, I'm not disputing it, but he hasn't been good in the last 18 months. And we're not a charity. Like, people are acting like, I'm not going to dispute that opinion, right? But you're saying he's been an excellent captain. I disagree with that. He's not, right? And, you know, he's you know, he works hard and he runs around. He gets paid for doing it. He doesn't do it for free. Like, people seem to be forgetting this about him. It's his job. It's his job to run around the pitch for 98 minutes and do his job. I don't understand why people think that's such a big thing. If you look at Brighton, at Forest, Chelsea, all of their players run around. Maybe other than a couple, but that's his job. He gets 300k a week to run around. I'm sorry, he gets no special treatment from me. Look, and Bruno Fernandes, you can say last season, you know, if he wasn't here, we would have gone down. I'd argue that out and say no. Because then if he wasn't here, we would have had a different player. And who's to say that different player wouldn't have had a same or greater impact than Bruno? I'm sorry, this Bruno debate can continue. But in my view, it's time now for him to go. And I think he's looking for the exit door. Persistent says, is this the time to say I stumbled across this live stream on sick leave? and don't watch sort of football, I'm out sending love to everyone over Christmas. Look, doesn't matter. Love to you as well. And look, it's Christmas time. You've just so happened to stumble upon the best channel on this platform, 100%. Get offline and enjoy your holiday. If you watch Bruno tackle or try to run the ball around the play, it's like watching the watch it in the wind. Good evening, says Simon. Just got back from the pub. I've not. You know, I use Bruno for the second half. Not second half is good for me. Let's have a little look. I'm from Turkey. And your point is, how does that affect you? Chelsea, says Callum. Bruno has always been doing his part, carrying around the United game. Always the boy's not a winger, a striker, defender, nor a goalkeeper. We look ridiculous. No other serious team has players taking liberties like we have Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford, Mainoo, Bruno, all taking the piss. Don't disagree. Love the outside view wherever you are. I'm in Finland. Fantastic view. Sorry, JB, had to put no. Nicaruzzi, mate, you were doing your job. Thank you, my friend. Look, you don't have to apologise. That's why you're a mod, because you know you're a legend. Do you want be in the back? No, I support Tottenham. I feel your pain, Masha. Look, I mean Spurs. I mean, we are one in the same, aren't we, my friend? You know, Spurs are a I have to say about Spurs. I did have high hope for Spurs this season. I'm not a Spurs fan at all, but you know, I seek companionship in other clubs who are big clubs who are not you know. And I thought Thomas Frank was going to be the guy, but I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's not great, is it? So look, guys, I'm going to go. It's bloody freezing here. Yeah, my hands are going to turn to ice. But look, I will be back at some point. Probably, I might be back tomorrow. But yeah, I will be back when I can. I don't know if I'm going to do the games this week, purely because I'm not around. But if I get a chance to, I will be back. Look, thank you for watching, guys. Absolute legend. Nicaruzzi, thank you, my friend. Next stream will be in your pack. Look, Nicaruzzi, I know you can't wait. I'll call it the late night pant show, mate. You know, you just don't know, do you? When you thought that exactly. Mash up, mate. Look, if you can come back, my friend. Look, we do love the rival fans on here, so you know, feel free to come back. So look, guys, thank you for being here. Absolute legends. Thank you for being here in the Norwegian ice. It is absolute the late night pan show. It's absolutely mental. I'm gonna now walk back through the snow and the ice, and yeah. So look, guys, have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. I will try to be back quite soon, possibly tomorrow. So yeah, look, guys, legends, and thank you for being so, guys. I will be back soon. I'm JB. This is the United Devil channel, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.